And James Palmer Jr. joins us now from Lincoln. James, let's start with your head coach, Tim Miles. He said, and I quote, "When all heck breaks loose, James is at his best." So what's up with that? Why do you find control when all the others see chaos?
I mean, I think it's just I'm always calm. When the pressure is on, I really don't feel the pressure. I'm always calm and, you know, poised down the stretch. So, I mean, that's just my demeanor.
Where does that come from? For most people, that's almost impossible to get.
I mean, I think that comes from my parents and my family. My mom, she just instilled that in me at a young age, and it just stuck with me till now.
It's also part of the reason why you like to have the ball in your hands at the end of game situation. We've seen you hit some huge shots. Take me through moments like that, whether it was the game winner against Illinois, other big shots. What's going through your mind in those moments?
What's going through my mind in those moments, I just want to get the ball and make the big play, obviously. I think Kobe was one of my favorite players, so I always try to mimic him. You know, when you're younger, you kind of down 3, 2, 1 in your backyard, you're trying to hit the game winner. So now, when at the end of the game, I just want the ball in my hands to make the big play.
See, we've all done that, but the difference between being in the backyard and being on the court is when you're in the backyard, you say 3, 2, 1, you miss, oh, I got fouled, I get another shot. That doesn't necessarily happen on the court. You have to make the shot in the moment. How much about that is being willing to fail in those moments?
In those moments, you can't be scared to fail. Either you're going to make it or miss it. You can't be scared to fail. And if you miss it, you know, you just take the blame and move on. And then if you make it, you know, everybody loves you. So it's a win-win.
It's been a really good run for you guys, 11 wins already in the Big Ten so far this season. Can you pin down your favorite moment of the year so far?
My favorite moment will probably have to be either the Illinois game winner or when we beat Michigan. I think those are 2 big games, and obviously the Illinois game, by me hitting the game winner, you know, it really kept our season intact, and then the Michigan game was a big win for our season as well. And I think that just gave us momentum to what we're doing now.
The Michigan win was so impressive, not just because you beat a top 25 team, but the way you beat them. You dominated them, 20 points at the end of the game. Did you guys feel like that was the point that you would start getting some national respect? And do you feel like that respect has actually arrived?
I thought beating them would give us respect. I mean, some people did give us respect, but, you know, there's always going to be some people that say it's still not enough for us to make the NCAA tournament, and we just want to keep winning to show everybody that we're capable of playing with the best of them.
Now, I know you guys are trying not to worry about what's going to happen on Selection Sunday, but I've said this time and time again. If you win 14 games in the Big Ten, there cannot be a way that the selection committee keeps this team out. Have you guys tried to make sure that you're not thinking about that as you go through this stretch?
I mean, we don't think about that. We just focus on finishing our last 3 games out strong and just win as many games as possible. We're not worried about Selection Sunday or who says this, who says that. We just want to finish the season strong.
And obviously you get the rematch against Illinois coming up next. Early thoughts on that one?
I mean, I don't have no thoughts. I know it's going to be a hard-fought game, and they're a great team at home, and we just got to go in there and take care of business.
James, you brought up the Michigan win, and one thing that blew me away there was the crowd. And I think that anyone who has not been to a basketball game at PBA, or the Vault as it's affectionately known, doesn't understand how into it the crowd gets. Can you describe a game night atmosphere for us in Lincoln?
Man, the crowd is crazy. It gets real loud before the game. They always stand up before we get our first bucket, and before the game at halftime, they always stand up before we got our first bucket. It's real loud, and it's probably one of the best venues in the country, in my opinion.
You're having what many consider a breakout season. You've certainly drawn interest from NBA scouts. There's a lot of talk right now about where your draft stock would be. That has to be very flattering, and at the same time, I'm sure you're trying to put it aside for right now. What are your thoughts as it relates to the next level?
I'm honestly not thinking about that. I just want to finish the season strong and help get my team as many wins as possible.
And if you run the table, that's 14 in the Big Ten heading into the Big Ten tournament in New York City in a couple of weeks. James, I'll see you there. Until then, enjoy the chat and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.